Hey, it's Mark with the Allegan Conservation District, giving our showing you a little case for no-till. No-till is where we use a planting equipment that can plant more or less directly into the last year's crop residue, as opposed to tilling the soil like we do in traditional agriculture. Got three things to look at here. I know this producer was interested in trying out some vertical tillage, which is a very shallow form of tillage. It's mostly about chopping up the residue, and you can see it actually did chop the residue up pretty nicely. And I noticed they quit after just one pass, and I suspect that's because it was a little wet and they were slabbing it up a little bit in here and not really getting a lot of benefit for it. But I just actually did a residue measurement on here, and it really did render a lot of this residue much less effective. Residue is important to cover up the soil for mulching. And here we're going to transition into the area that hasn't been hit with vertical tillage. You see how much bigger and more thoroughly that residue covers the ground. And the other thing is, we had some, I guess I'd call this fragile residue. That is, what is that? Chickweed, which has been killed by herbicides. As you can see, that really formed a nice mat of coverage on that soil. Maybe not as effective as the corn residue, but pretty good. Now we're going to take a walk back into the vertical tillage. And let's eyeball up the neighbors here. Nice buffer here before we get to the ditch. Delicious nettles. If you've never eaten nettles, you should. Delicious. Let's look over into the neighbors there. See all those little white lumps? Those are rocks. All that tillage every year brings up more rocks. Eventually those rocks get to be kind of a problem. You gotta go out there and pick those pups. So, don't like picking rocks? Stop tilling. Ludwig, Allegan Conservation District.